What's up, everyone? This is Saiyan91 back once again for some more Let's Play I, Ninja. In the last part, we took care of the last secondary missions of the Mountain Gorge. In this part, we're hopefully going to get through the last of the missions in this area. I don't think that they're going to be too difficult. Here's hoping, though. Always gotta have hope. Because without it, you got chaos. And you do need your black belts for these. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get to them. What's it this time, Sensei?
Find the red coinage.
Well, that's all clear to
One
me now.
into another. But it should be easier for this time. This area is not nearly as big as the last one. Look, they put one right in your sights. How nice of them. So, third round, looking for coinage. You know the deal by now. With that, they force you to use, force you to have a black belt for the stages, even though logic dictates that they probably already have their black belts by this point. So that's kind of awkward. Don't leave any stone unturned. You don't want to have to go through the whole damn level again like I had to do.
Some more? Here, have some more!
But again, this shouldn't take very long.
Feel my steel!
If it does, I'm still gonna get done with this,
Oh, you want some?
this world. Come on. Now, some of you might be thinking that they have miscounted and we're missing one of our grades. Let's just show this off. We got 3 here and 13 here. But that only adds up to about 63. The last one is actually the final challenge that you see in Robot Beach. Yeah, the health train not great. Awkward camera angle working against me. Okay, reorient yourself here. There we go. And you do need all the other grades before you can go for the last one. As if it weren't else. Why can't I just skip these sections? Woohoo, hold on. Let me break a few of these open here. Okay, let's go for it. Always with the maniacal laugh. Then again, the maniacal laugh never really gets old. Even when a hero does it. And yes, heroes can do a maniacal laugh. So, does anyone know if they're going to make another Iron Man movie? Because I kind of heard something about with Robert Downey Jr. being on board with another one. But I don't know if they're really going to make another one. I'm pretty sure they're going to make another Avengers movie. I'm pretty sure they're going to make another Avengers, but another Iron Man, I don't really know. I mean, they took away pretty much his one weakness besides his humanity. The shrapnel in his chest in the third movie. Really, that's not too big of a spoiler. I mean, you know that they were going to fix him sooner or later. But are they really going to be up for another one? And it's another easy paycheck for Robert Downey Jr. He's hilarious. It's like he just comes up with these sayings on the spot. I would not be surprised if that's the truth. Jesus, I'm missing horribly today.
Eat that, sucker!
Just be glad it's a T-rating game. Where's this T-rating game? I forgot! Well, with all the violence, you think it'd be rated, but there's no blood. Oh, when you get hit, you just blink. When you slice up Franks, they turn into goop. So, could be safe for kids. I'd let my kids play. If I had kids. I'd be cool with it. I think the first ever Emery game I ever played probably was... Slice this guy in pieces. I think it was Mortal Kombat 4 for the N64. Even though I didn't play it all that often since I was kind of a little guy. My parents flipped their shit at the prospect of seeing blood in a video game. Holy balls. I know, right? But the first one I really got to play all the way through, was God of War, the original. God of War is quite a fun series, even though they kind of screw up all the continuity with all the new games coming out. I mean, before Chain of Olympus or before the original game. I mean, they've just pretty much just painted themselves into a corner with 3. No, I agree that the series has to end at some point, but they couldn't have waited a few years for 3. Really? I mean, could have easily just waited. Yes, I know people don't really like prequels compared to anticipated sequels. I get that. But do you really have to keep painting yourself into a corner? I mean, can't you go forward in the series? At least a game or 2? Because it kind of is ridiculous having to see Kratos going through all this shit before he even gets that pact with Ares. Even before the main game started. It's kind of funny how the series changed after the original. I mean, look at the gods in the first game. They only show up as heads. Obviously, except for Ares. And maybe Athena, but she's only a statue. So, really the only things... The thing that changed for, like, the rest of the series is that the gods got fleshed out. Kratos became much more of a vengeful son of a bitch. And decided to kill everything in sight. Well, that's kind of what we like about him. He does not give any fucks about anyone's business except for his own. You can see they have a lot more faith in the later games, because in the first game they kind of seem like they don't have very much faith. Mainly, it's for the fact that really there's only 2 locations in the game. It's Athens and Pandora's Tower. That's really the only 2 places. Other than that, it's kind of just areas inside Pandora's Tower. Expand it a little bit more. Now granted, yes, that's what the later games are for. But you only give 2 locations for the first game? It's kind of a letdown. Yeah, I can never fight like the guy does in the opening menu. Plus, he should get hit a couple times, if anyone noticed that. And the guy should get hit a couple times at least. But you can easily see that he doesn't. No, I need healing. Again. It's really, I have no idea where they're going with God of War. It just seems like they keep on taking steps back and steps back. I think it's time to move forward. I think a lot of people agree. More damn prologue stories. And I got that Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. And yes, I played both of them. They're good, but I kinda liked two. That at least took place in more than 2 fucking locations. I think either 2 or 3 probably happened in most areas. Yeah, probably 3. Since it's the big game. The one that people have been waiting for years. Granted, it was worth the wait. Even though I don't have a PS3, I played it on my brother's. It was quite fun. I gotta say. You got to see all the gods that weren't in the first or second game. You get to see some familiar faces. Some not familiar faces. Overall, it was a good package. If I had the money to buy a PS3, which I don't, I'd rather buy a PS3 than a PS4 right now, at least. Later in the future, there might be something that piques my interest, like maybe Kingdom Hearts 3. But for right now, PS4 is not really slugging on anything. Okay, the rest have to be in a nearby area.
Ninja Revive! Coming through! Eat that, sucker!
I'm just kind of surprised that they revived Sly Cooper. For me, that was more of a sleeper hit for the PS2, but I guess I was just more into Ratchet & Clank. The series gives you so many damn weapons to go through. I kind of see Sly Cooper more like Metal Gear Solid. You need more sneaking than brute force.
Ninja Revive!
Ratchet & Clank, it's mainly just brute force. And a shitload of guns. And Jak and Daxter's kind of the same thing. Just with more of a story. I'll admit, there is not a lot of story to Ratchet & Clank. There's kind of a little bit for like the first and third games, but for the second one, it was kind of hit or miss for me. And I'm not a hard guy to please, to be honest. I guess with my background of playing Mario games from when I was a kid, I was more into Ratchet & Clank. I was able to easily transform or transition. I can't talk today. Transition over to Ratchet & Clank a bit easier than I would the others. That's just me. I love the backstab. Does anyone really know if that Steam machine that Steam is trying to create, is that a real thing, or is that just, or am I, like, drunk right now?
In your face!
Because I think that's going to become a real thing.
Coming through!
Just a guess. If that does become a real thing, and if TF2 is on there, you better believe I am buying that, because TF2, oh my god, probably one of the best first-person shooters ever. For one thing, it's not gray like any other fucking first-person shooter. And they actually have, you know, humor, something other than gritty bullshit. Yep, there it is. I knew it. hiding.
That's gonna hurt.
Oh, there you are. I didn't go to this room before. Guess I didn't really have a need to go in here. Oh wells. So yeah, if they do release that Steam machine and they put TF2 on it, it's gonna be in my room. Faster than you can say, oh boy! Where is that last coin? Top ninjas still easily hit by shurikens. See another franchise I kinda like. I really like Soul Calibur. Ever since 2. And a lot of people say 2 was the best. And yes, I have the GameCube version. It's but with a character like Link, who's never been in anything even resembling a fighting game beyond Smash Brothers, that is quite an accomplishment. And it really made the GameCube stick out and became one of its must-have titles. I mean, for PS2, you have someone like Heihachi, who, granted, is from a fighting game franchise and from the same damn people who made it, Namco. But I don't think Heihachi has that kind of staying power that Link has. And really, I don't even know why they bothered giving Spawn. I mean, besides the fact that Scott McFarlane or I don't know why they bothered with it, besides the fact that Necro was made by the same guy, and he just wanted to put his groundbreaking character into the game. I can kind of understand that. But for the Xbox, as I remember, I think that the GameCube one sold the best. The Xbox one sold the second best, and the PS2 one was kind of lackluster.
Mission complete.
I mean, if you want to use Heihachi in a fighting game, just play Tekken. Any of them. Because he plays almost exactly the fucking same. And his weapon being gauntlets. Hooray. I think his ultimate weapon was that he pretty much goes barehanded. So, that pretty much makes it pointless anyway. Oh boy. So, after the greatness that was Soul Calibur 2, they released Soul Calibur 3 for the PS2. I think that's where I really hit my mark. Because that actually became my favorite. Was it this time, Sensei?
Hunt the enemies. Shh.
Oh,
yeah, whatever.
One. And the main reason why 3 became my favorite was basically because you could make your own character. I am always a sucker for that kind of thing in my games. When you can insert, a fictional version of yourself into any game, that's always a plus. Customization is key for you, son of a bitch. Customization is key for someone like me. Can I snipe him from here? I think I can. So neat. Get out of the way. Damn it. Luckily, there aren't that many enemies in this area. Suck on that one, you bitch. Almost lost my balance there. Don't want a repeat of last time. Slice-a-roni. Another reason is that you could actually take that customized character and go through its own story, so to speak. The Chronicles of the Sword mode, that was another big plus for me, because having my character go through a story that has some actual semblance, you know, to the Soul Calibur mythos is quite awesome. But I hate that main villain. Oh god, that fight was a huge pain in the ass. But I worked out a great trick in order to beat him. Basically, anyone's ever played the game, there's, I believe, 5 or 6 classes that you start out with: the Barbarian, the Thief, the Dancer, the Monk, I think, and the Ninja. First time I went through the story mode, I picked up Barbarian because he got to wield giant iron swords, kind of like, you know, Cloud Strife, something like that. Probably not the best of choices, because, well, I never played anything other than Barbarian and the Ninja. Because trust me, you don't want to play the second ones unless the other ones take a lot more practice than the Barbarian or the Ninja. Barbarian played the least amount. But the Ninja was, in my opinion, kind of broken. Because he has this one move that, if performed correctly, will leave your opponent unguarded and lying on the ground. Basically, it's a small dash forward, then hitting the kick button about 3 times, then landing on him with a spinning kunai strike. And it is quite brutal. And that's what I have used in order to take down the main villain. Doesn't really matter if you call him by his name or not. His name is Strife. Sound familiar? All the enemies for right now.